everyone, this is Adwoa. I'm recording this video, so you probably won't even see me in this video, but thanks for clicking on view and welcome to my YouTube channel, Nappy the Straight. Now today I have a father that's I'm actually going to interview, and he's basically going to tell you guys why he started doing his daughter's hair. He has biracial daughters and they have really beautiful hair, and he's going to explain to you guys why he felt the need to do his daughter's hair, how he does his daughter's hair, and basically he's going to just tell you guys a little bit about him. So can you say your name for the audience, please?
I'm Jermaine Jordan.
Okay, well, hi, Jermaine. Now, this is how I got introduced to Jermaine. You guys know I have this YouTube channel. So, you know, I'm a salon owner, and I basically share tips with you guys, and I share a lot of my services. So he was looking for, you know, natural salons, basically healthy hair care salons, you know, someone that could take care of his daughter's hair the same way that he takes care of it, if not better, with the professional, you know, touch to it. So what made you decide to even start doing your daughter's hair yourself?
Real talk, I couldn't afford to keep them in the salon the way they needed to be. You know, the hair, I have one daughter that has really, really thick hair, and I have another daughter whose hair is not as thick, but it's still real curly and it frizzes. So
okay.
I had to, I'm just working dad, I go to school, you know, me and mom had just divorced, so I had to keep up the hair.
Okay.
Keep it looking tight, you know,
right,
keep it looking right, keep it looking clean, because, I mean, we live in a neighborhood where they're in the minority. I can't have...
Okay, got you.
You know what I'm saying? I can't have the little blonde girls with the straight hair and the ponytails, and my daughter's feeling less than or different, or like they're not as good,
right?
Because their hair don't swing in the wind.
Got you.
So I had to learn how to get it done. You know, my ex-wife, she was doing what she could do, but I was noticing she wasn't combing it through. Cause,
okay.
You know, my
when you say she wasn't combing it through, what do you mean? Do you feel like she was scraping like over just the top, kind of grazing over it?
Right, and it's just, you know, it's no fault of hers. She just didn't have a lot of experience with black hair, and the fact is, my daughters have half black hair.
Right, understandable.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, she didn't know about how back in the day, moms would have on Saturday night, moms would put their daughters in between their legs, get that grease, you know, the little green grease with the white top.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Get the
magic
comb,
something, magic something, yeah.
Get the comb, and part that joke,
right.
And you know what I'm saying, and grease it. She didn't know nothing about that because she wasn't exposed to it. I was exposed to it, but I didn't know how to do it. You know, I grew up in an era where my mother, I remember once when my mother was young, I mean when my daughter was young, my mom didn't have the expectation of me to do the hair.
Okay.
Because that was what women do.
Right.
That's what a woman does.
Right.
So washing my daughter's hair and whatnot in bath time, I'm like, it's starting to get matted, it's starting to get long, it's starting to get thick, it's starting, you know, and it's just puffy.
Right.
So I started in the shower, you know, in the bath. I started washing it, conditioning it, and then I just started brushing through it.
Wow.
The conditioner was in it.
Wow.
And rinse it out, and then my mother would braid it.
Okay.
So I just started watching my mother braid.
Got you.
So I got them. I got my house. I'm by myself. I'm like, I can't keep depending on my mother to do it.
Right.
Because my mom might not be available. I can't afford to hit the salon like that because, you know what I'm saying, I'm on a budget.
Right. And most salons are going to charge you out the wazoo, especially the ones that don't really know how to do mixed hair, which is crazy because, to me, mixed hair is easy.
It can be, but
you know, besides the tangling and the drying and not having the right product. So I definitely get that. How old were your daughters when you started doing their hair? Because you have two, right?
Yeah, I have two. My oldest daughter, Caitlin, I want to say she was 4 or 5, something like that. Okay. When I started doing it, washing it. That was the beginning.
Okay.
Was washing it, conditioning it, while the conditioner was in it, combing through it or brushing through it. Then I learned how to part it, and then after I learned how to part it, then I discovered, you know, it's easier when I part it. I go ahead and wash it all together.
When you say part it, do you mean like section it off?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Got the what do you call it? The rat comb.
Rat tail comb.
Yeah, rat tail comb with the little thing. Got that. Went to Sally's, bought one of them, and just learned watching my mother braid her hair, learned how to separate it. Then I learned the contours of her hair, like how to separate it in 3 big sections.
Right.
And it was easier when she was smaller, but now she's older and it's thick.
Right, she has a lot more hair, yeah.
It's real thick. So I had, I just started building on that and, you know, found that the smaller section was easier to manage.
Okay.
Plus my daughter's tender-headed, so I had to worry about getting through it. You know, she would cry. I mean, we would be there doing hair for hours. I mean,
wow.
I think at my most efficient, I would get both their hair done, washed, conditioned, dried, blow dried, and then I learned how to hot comb. That whole process, I got all.
Okay, I'm gonna get into this hot comb. You just said hot comb. I'm definitely gonna get into that.
Yeah.
Let the people know. Do you have any type of background? Do you have any formal training? Are you a cosmetologist? Are you a barber?
I just told you, I'm not. I don't go to the barbershop because all I do is buzz my head. That's it. I got clippers and I buzz my head. I have no formal training whatsoever.
Wow.
Everything I just told you is how I learned how to do it. I learned how to braid by watching my mother braid.
Wow.
I can't cornrow.
Right.
I don't get it. I don't understand how to do it. So anybody out there that want to, sit by me and hands-on, hey. But I wish I did know how to cornrow though. But I learned how to braid by watching my mother.
I can show you how to cornrow.
I learned how to braid by watching my mother. I learned how to wash hair. I gotta give a shout out to my homegirl.
Go ahead.
Stefania.
Go ahead.
Stefania Jackson. This is on you. You probably don't remember this, but years ago, we're talking 2000. Me and Stefania used to work at what was the Sheraton, and we used to hang out. We was cool. We was real good friends. One day I was all in my feelings or whatever, and she called me up, and she was like, "What you doing?" I was sounding all sad, and she was like, "Come over." So her and her cousin was at the house, and they sitting there doing hair and just doing girl talk like I ain't even in the room. Yo, y'all females on some other. But anyway, I digress. So they in there doing hair or whatever, and she's like, "Come on in here and wash my hair." Now, I'm like, wash your hair? Like, I've been trained, you don't touch a black woman's hair. What you mean wash your hair?
Right.
And she was like, one day I ain't even had a daughter, I ain't even had kids yet.
Okay.
So she was like, one day you're going to need to learn how to do this. So I went in there in the kitchen and wet her hair and did this. So I washed her hair like I washed my hair.
Right.
But it was all the outside, because I ain't know nothing about getting in the middle, none of that.
Right.
So she was like, nah, you got to get in there, you got to massage it, you got to open it up. This is how you wash a black girl's hair. And that was my first introduction to washing a woman's hair.
Wow.
So I took that knowledge years later and applied it to doing my daughter's hair.
Okay.
I've been, as a youth, I've been to the salon with my mother. My aunt used to be a hairdresser in New York.
Okay.
So the chairs with the
Oh, shout out to NYC, because that is definitely where we are from. Brooklyn all day. Okay, go ahead.
But you know the chair, the sink, the washer sink?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So my aunt used to do my mom and her sister hair at her apartment in Brooklyn. I'm gonna date myself, we're talking like 82.
Okay.
I used to rock an S curl. My aunt used to hook it up for me. But anyway,
gotcha. Wow.
So I remembered all of that. So I was like, all right, how can I recreate that? Because I ain't had the money to go get no salon chair. I ain't had no sink.
Right.
So I just took the kitchen counter by the sink, and almost every sink has the sprayer.
Right.
So
Right.
I was like, all right, I could do that. So I used to take them, put them on the sink because they were small, put them on the counter, and then their heads, their necks would be extended. So I was like, I got to figure out a way to make it more comfortable because we're going to be here for a minute. So I took 2 towels, rolled them up so that their necks were supported and their heads and their hair can fall into the sink. So I didn't have their heads touching the sink at all.
Okay.
Wet it down, got the temperature right, wet it down, started washing it, and that's after bath time. So we're talking now. My oldest daughter's.
Okay. Can you tell the audience a little of your background, like your hobbies or working or anything like that? Because there's a reason why I'm getting here.
I started nursing clinicals in January.
Good for you.
I graduated high school in 93. I joined the Navy in 93. Matter of fact, I graduated high school June 5th, turned 18 June 6th, June 7th, I was off the boot camp.
Wow.
I joined the Navy. I was a hospital corpsman. I was attached to the Marine Corps unit, tip of the spear, who are Marines, Devil Dogs, down in Camp Lejeune, Tutu, you know what's up. So then I got out in 97, moved to Ohio for a little bit, came back here. I've been here ever since. And
ladies, when he says here, we're currently in South Carolina.
Yeah, sorry.
Notice I said ladies. And are you single? Because I know someone is going to ask me.
I am.
He's single and he's not gay.
At
so
all.
if anyone was
At
thinking
all.
because a man, doing their child's hair, this is just a father that loves his daughters, and I mean he's going above and beyond. Like, this is amazing. When he called me for an initial appointment for his daughter, I was blown away just by his story. So I told him we definitely have to share it, because unfortunately there are a lot of fathers that, one, don't even take care of their children, period. More or less doing their hair, not their son's hair, sitting them in a chair and cutting it, but I'm talking about he has daughters, beautiful daughters with really long hair that he takes care of their hair himself. So that's just amazing. I mean, I applaud you, because that is amazing.
If that don't motivate you, at the end of this, I'm gonna holler at y'all. But so yeah, I was in the Navy, got out, went to school, but I still really didn't know what I wanted to do. So I was looking at psychology, I was looking at advertising, I was selling phones. I used to sell Verizon, so if anybody's seen me, that I sold you a phone, I speak the truth. I never lied to y'all. But yeah, so all of those things, and then I was with Verizon, then I lost my job at Verizon. So in 2010, I thought I was a pretty good salesman. I was making some decent money.
Okay.
And I was like, it's cell phones. That's the way for the future. Ain't gonna be a problem for me to get a job.
Right.
I was out of work for a year and a half.
Okay.
So I joined the Army Guard.
Okay.
And the only reason I joined the Army Guard and didn't go back to the Navy, I don't want my shipmates to think that I sold out on them. The only reason I joined the Army Guard is because as a 68 Whiskey, a medic, combat medic, you get a civilian EMT license.
Okay.
And I needed licensure.
Got you.
To work in the medical field,
Good.
civilian side, you gotta have that piece of paper that says somebody taught you something.
Right.
So that's why I joined. I get out in February. I got what I needed, and nothing bad to say publicly.
Okay, ladies. Well, this is for the ladies. That was just his background, because he's a nice looking man and he's single. So I know some of you ladies may be single and educated. Of course, please be educated and have some going for yourself. But we're definitely gonna get back to him doing his daughter's hair. But I knew someone was gonna ask, because this is gonna be on YouTube, so I know someone's gonna ask. So he answered those questions for you. Now you mentioned that you straighten your daughter's hair after you blow dry it.
Yeah.
What is your method of what tools are you using to straighten her hair?
All right, so I'm not. Like I said, I'm not a trained hairdresser, so I spent money, put money in it. I started with research, because Google is your best friend. It's everything you need to know on Google.
Shout out to Google.
It's on there. Just
You're
ask
right.
the question, how I wash my daughter's hair. Type it in, how do I wash my daughter's hair? And you'll get 5 million different videos from YouTube on how to do it.
Right.
So that's what I did. And also, as my daughter's different times, like father-daughter dances, stuff like that, my daughters have gone to the hairdresser. A neighbor, Sean, I forgot your last name, I'm sorry, but Sean, you know who you are. You live across the street from my ex-wife, what's up. She's done my daughter's hair, and she, my mom wanted to put chemicals in it because it was thick and everybody would know.
Okay, let's go back. Now, this is, I'm Adwoa. I'm a licensed cosmetologist. I've been licensed for over 20-something years. I just have to put this plug in. Ladies and gentlemen and grandmothers and aunties, please stop putting those chemicals in your daughter's hair. Please stop doing it. Stop putting the relaxers. If you just research this channel alone, just go to my website, because I have all my information. There are so many relaxer alternatives out here that are healthier for your children's hair. So even with the mixed kids, a relaxer is not always your best go-to, because let me tell you why. any person that's mixed, whether you black and white, Asian and black, Dominican and black, anything, Puerto Rican and black, that hair is going to stay dry. Curly hair is naturally dry. It just is. So when you apply that relaxer, when you apply those chemicals, believe it or not, it makes it even drier and you're damaging the hair. But that's a whole nother video. So I just had to just tell you guys that just leave those chemicals alone.
All natural. Especially,
okay, but go ahead.
Especially when you got young girls. Now, I'm talking to you real quick. On the medical side, that's what I do. Those chemicals do absorb into the skin.
Thank you. Tell them pores. Your scalp has pores.
They do then absorb into the bloodstream.
Mm-hmm.
They are toxic to the body. So your little baby girl, you are poisoning.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm just going to tell you, you are poisoning. So, and there are, in every natural, I did research, we get back to that. I did the research, and this year we decided with my oldest daughter, me and her mother, we decided, look, we can't be doing hair 5 hours every 3 days.
Right.
Because with my daughter's hair, and with many mixed girls' hair, something that white girls don't have to deal with, just flat out, they don't have to deal with, is their hair has to be tended to on a regular basis every 3 days. So if you don't do anything, you don't come to Adwoa, you don't do none of that, and you like me, you on a budget, all right, you're going to have to sit down with that child every 3 days. Wash hair, condition hair, moisturize scalp, blow dry, hot comb, braid, whatever you're going to do has to be done every 3 days. And with their hair, as they grow older, they'll get thicker, longer, even if it's not
well,
thick.
tell them with proper hair care, it's going to get thicker and longer, because if they're going to put relaxers or some type of chemical in the child's hair, it's going to get thinner, and it's going to start to pop off, and they're going to wonder where that beautiful hair was that the child used to have.
I'm talking about if you do.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So that's just what's going to happen. I know, because it happened to me. And it's going to take longer and longer and longer and longer. They're going to be more active, stuff like that. And it's just, if you're not going to do this, don't do that. But that's what you can expect every 3 days to maintain this hair. So I started, like I said, I started with Google, asking the questions. Then I saw the videos. So the first video I saw on straighten hair had to do with flat iron. So I went out, got me a flat iron. The video didn't say anything about...
Wait. Pause. So you went out and bought a flat iron?
I went out and bought a flat iron.
Wow.
So because I didn't know nothing. First piece of equipment that I bought was a flat iron. And I watched the video. Now, whoever did the video didn't say anything about how hot the flat iron needs to be.
Oh, wow.
None of that stuff was said.
Okay.
Nothing was really said about heat protection.
Right.
Okay. But I went out and bought one. But before I applied it, I did it to my daughter's hair, because I get my kids every other weekend.
Okay.
So this was during an off week. So I was doing my research. So I went out and got a flat iron. Then Sean, I was saying earlier, Sean showed me and taught me how to blow dry the hair straight.
Okay.
Now again, she's a professional. She used the brush and the thing. I had a lot of white female friends, and that's how they do it. They use the brush and the thing. I couldn't get that damn thing to work.
When you say the thing, you mean the blow dryer?
The blow dryer.
Okay.
So I couldn't get it to work. I don't have the coordination, can't do it. So I found the blow dryer attachments, little combs. So I started with the one that looks like a comb.
Right.
Because it looked like I could manage it.
Right, because it's already on there.
Right, it's there, and it looks like a comb. I'm used to using combs, so I went with that. And it just didn't get hot enough. Okay. This is what I learned over time. It didn't get hot enough. So I went to your traditional looking hair dryers. Again, didn't know anything about heat or anything like that. When your traditional looking hair dryers with the comb attachment. So from YouTube and Google, I learned how to separate hair.
Wow.
I learned how to apply the different products, and I asked around. I've got a lot of females that I went to high school with, that I've known over the years that are hairdressers.
Okay.
And I would run into them in the street. Hey, what, you know, I seen your shop, blah, blah, blah. What do I do about blah?
Right.
What do I... Oh.
And that speaks... Do you understand that speaks volumes? You're probably... Well, you're actually the first man that I've ever met. That does their daughter's hair. I mean, honestly, I'm quite sure they're more out there, but I don't know if they're doing this research, which is another reason why I wanted to bring this video. And I really appreciate you taking the time this morning to actually come in, you know, and do this interview. Because, like I said, it's unheard of. It's really unheard of.
Let me tell you something. I'll tell you the honest truth.
It's unheard of.
I'll tell you the truth. If I had pockets, and I tell you, if I had pockets like that, we'd be in here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're from New York, so you know our language is just a little bit different. When he says pockets, he means money, like, you know, big pockets, like mega bucks. Because here at Dominican Doobies by Adwoa, you know, we're pricey. I mean, we're very professional, but our products are, you know, they run high. Some of the services do range up. They're up there, but they're worth it.
Very much.
Okay, go ahead.
Very much. But yeah, if I had pockets like that, I'd be seeing you. So if you're a father and you got pockets like that, by all means. But the one thing you're gonna be missing that I get with my daughters is I know my daughter's hair.